It is Black History Month, and I was told we get an extra day. Hallelujah. It's also Love Month. I'm calling it Love Month, even though I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. We'll get into that. But before we get into this thing called love, I felt like we should get into the definition, biblically and earthly. Before we get into this thing called love, I felt like we should look up the definition of love. And I have two types of definitions. I have the earthly definition and I have the biblical definition. Here is the earthly. Love is a complex and multifaceted emotion characterized by a deep affection and attachment towards someone or something. It encompasses feelings of warmth, tenderness, compassion, and care, often accompanied by a desire for physical and emotional intimacy. Love can exist in various forms, including romantic, familiar, platonic, or self-love, and it can range from fleeting infatuation to enduring unconditional devotion. That had me think for a second there. It is a powerful force that brings joy, happiness, and fulfillment, but can also involve vulnerability, sacrifice, and occasional heartache. Occasional? Now for the biblical definition of love. And this isn't the only place that it defines love, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I'm reading 4 through 7. This whole chapter defines love, but kind of elaborates on it. Throughout the Bible, Old Testament and New, there's definitions of love, but this is kind of the go-to. If you want to know more about what it says in the Old Testament and some extras, I have a blog down below that you can click on and read. But for now, let's read this, shall we? Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. How did that feel to you guys? When I read the definition, and I think that the earthly definition, I think is different. I'm going to see if I can find, I believe I read something different back in the day. 3-4 years ago, something like that, 5, I don't know. But I started there far as love, working on love, and I saw somehow, what was it? I don't know. Maybe it was people. And I wanted to know if what people said was true, and what I was relying on was really false love. And you know it, really, that biblical one, 1 Corinthians 13. You feel it. It's a simple definition. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Right? So then I just started to, I would read it every day. For how long, I don't know, but I would read it every day. And the way people would speak to me, I would say, did I feel that this person was love for me, had love for me, loves me? I started with, and I believe that starting with yourself, loving yourself, branches off into relationships, branches off on how we treat others, how we treat the world. It starts with yourself. How much do you love yourself? And I'm proud today to say that I love myself 100%. I forgot how long this has been. It's been a couple of years, few years, where I really dig who I am. I enjoy myself. I treat myself. One of the notes I also took was I stopped comparing myself. I accepted that my mistakes does not define me. And also I had to be okay with, I didn't like it, but I had to be okay with losing. And it's like a video game. I hate losing, but the good thing about losing is you learn from it. You become smarter. So I wrote those definitions down. I had it in my wallet, and I would look at it all the time whenever I had a spare time. I would look at it, and I would say, I am this, I did these things, and I felt these things. I want to be treated how I treat you. And this is where no came in. I really started to say no more, and I did not let people's words, who were not there in my troubled times when the thunderstorms hit me, who were not there. So why am I letting them influence me on feeling bad for saying no? I don't feel good. Trust your gut feeling if you don't feel good. These definitions is where I started. Let me tell you a story, and I think I'm out of here. I do these videos for me, and I do it for you, because 4 years ago, something like this, though there was people around me, I felt alone, a different type of alone. Like, I could be alone now, but I'm having a grand old time, but I'm never alone. Just so people, I would like to be alone, but I'm never alone. But then I just felt lonely. I felt isolated. I felt no one to help me. Now for me, on the spiritual side, this is because I didn't totally rely on God. And I speak the truth to you guys. Recently, which I'll get into later on, when I had no one and I had to call on Him, things changed. I'm speaking to you real, and I felt like our communication, our connection was probably stronger than ever. But a few years ago, when I almost died, I have a video, 2 days to live. I was very upset with myself because I felt like I was going out not being 100% Carlos. So that was the motivation that I needed. But what me as an empath, for you guys, I don't want you to go through what I went through, and a lot of close calls even thereafter. I don't want you to go through what I went through, and I'm speaking 100% real to you guys. There's no propaganda. I'm telling you what happened with me, and I was one of those guys who stayed up all night and morning watching videos, listening to people talk like me, and I hope that it helps somebody. And last thing I want to leave is, I always say, you are the sperm that won. I used to say that to myself all the time. Sperm is going against thousands of other sperms or whatever. And also what a lot of people don't know is I was a preemie baby, and I know that there's importance for me here because of that. So I asked God, why am I here? And I kept repeating the sperm story, which my birthday is in April, and I was supposed to be born in June or July. So not only did I win the competition, the sperm competition, but I also won the life expectancy competition. So if that's not a miracle, or if that doesn't speak to me. So when I reminded myself of this, and what do? First thing I did was not listen to people and listen to myself 100%. And that was the start of who I am today. Today, I have somebody who reminds me how I am different, because sometimes it is a little uncomfortable to me. When I tell you I'm not alone, I'm never alone. People have to, there's hate and there's love, and it's a lot of energy, and like, you just can't believe that these people will gravitate towards me. Especially, I'm used to all my life hearing what people have told me. So a little bit is probably still in me, but I see it clearly that there's something different about me, and these people can change. These ones that hate wake up the next morning and we're best friends, and that's amazing to me. And that is because there's just too much love in me. I'm gonna have a good time with you or without you, and I'll get into more later. I hope you guys read the blog down below and stay tuned for my next video.